Right, this is my Myford quick change tool post base that I made the other day, back up in the chuck again, and I'm facing it off because I've got a new tool post to go up now. I've got one of these Machifit piston type tool posts, and I'm going to be fitting that one to the Myford ML7 and then keeping all the quick change tool holders for the quick change tool post, which will be kept on my compound slide, and the compound slide put on the lathe whenever I need to do angles or whatever. And I've always wanted a piston type tool post because I think they're the best of the lot. You can get a smaller one than this. This is the 250-100. You can get a 250-treble, which is a bit smaller, but I thought, well, I'll go for this one because really the dimensions of the square are not much different to the quick change tool post. It's just the height, and that's why I'm facing off this base again, so that I can get the maximum and minimum amount of tool movement on the tool post. And I actually got this one because it's being sold for such a good price now, an unbelievably low price for a lovely piston tool post like this. The piston tool posts are generally better quality than the quick change tool posts. The quick change ones are made in India, as far as I know, and I've had to upgrade several of my tool holders and things because the actual adjuster on top of them sometimes too small on the diameter. When you go to put them on the tool post, they actually drop down past the centre height face here. And like I said, I had to make up several of those. In fact, I had to make up about probably about 10 of them since I've had my mini lathe and the Myford lathe with the quick change tool post. And the actual piston ones are much more positive, much larger on the actual dovetail, and the way the centre height adjustment is operated on here is absolutely brilliant. And I've got the quick change piston type tool post, the Machifit one, on Banggood. And what I like about this one as well is that they have some very good holders for it. This is the 250-102. This one can actually take turning tools plus the boring bars. You can see there's a V going through the centre of the lower side of the cutout there for the diameter of the boring bars to sit in. And that's very good to be able to get those. You can get them for the quick change tool post, but sometimes they're quite rare to get hold of. And this is my new motor temperature thermostat unit set up, and I've got the probe or the sensor actually on the top of the motor, and I've set the actual heat setting there for 30. I don't know what I will keep it at, but during the summer months when it gets really hot, I'll have it so that the switch comes on and turns the fan on at the back here to blow onto the motor and keep it cool. And if you watched my video review of this thermostat, you'll see that I actually showed how to wire it up to a tail end socket. And I'm going to be using this small USB fan. It's a metal construction one, which is nice, and I'll have that plugged into a normal USB plug and then into the mains socket. And that little fan doesn't take up much room. I can have it directly behind my Myford ML7 pointing to the three-phase motor housing, and it will keep that motor nice and cool when I'm using slow spindle speeds throughout the summer months. Right, so this is the base that comes with the Machifit piston toolpost, and what I've got to do now is to actually drill out the 7/16 hole that I've got in there to take this bigger bolt, and obviously bore out this a little bit bigger. And then what I'm going to do is put this in the chuck and then turn down the square so it'll actually fit the new diameter that I've bored. So that one will then go in the underside of this toolpost block and up through, just like it did with the actual tool base that I made for the quick change toolpost. So now I've got to actually reposition that in the 4-jaw chuck here. It's a 4-jaw independent chuck, and now I'll show you a method that I actually use to reposition a bore once you've actually taken it out, like I have here. So what I do is use a centre here in a 2MT extension which goes in the tailstock. I roughly eye up the hole to see whether it's going to be near centre of the actual chuck, and then I bring the tailstock in like that and push the base here onto the back of the jaws, checking that it's on the same shoulder all the way round, and then I can gradually take in all of the jaws until they touch. And that way it repositions it again very near to the old position. And you can tighten it up like that, and then obviously you can actually put a clock in the bore if you want to and get it running dead true. There's no real need to do that with this one because I've got to actually drill out that hole and obviously make this bore a lot bigger. And when I take it back a bit, it won't be dead true, but you can actually sight down and see the gap between the actual centre there, or the live centre, and you can adjust that gap pushing the block over either way until you get it as near as possible. And that's good enough for what I want. And it is actually tricks and methods like using the centre, like I've just shown, which actually speeds up resetting and machining considerably. And sometimes when you actually tighten the jaws up very gently all the way around and keep doing that, you can get this bore, or whatever bore you've got on it, spot on the first go. And one other thing I forgot to mention when actually using this method, and because you couldn't actually see the tailstock on the video when I was showing that, when you bring the tailstock in, before you actually tighten the jaws at all, the tailstock is obviously locked and then the centre is pushed on the front there like that. Make sure you lock the barrel of the tailstock as well, and then there'll be less likelihood of any movement when you actually bring the jaws in and tighten up. So the diameter of this bolt is about 549, 550. So I'm going to put a 1/2 inch drill down through and then finish off with a boring bar. And to do that back bore, I'm going to use this tool here. This is a brazed on carbide tip. I didn't actually make it, it comes from a set which I actually got from Banggood. It's this set here, and I've had these for a long time now, and I've got another set of these which I actually got on eBay. They last a long time and they're really excellent tools, but they do need a little bit more relief on the angles when you actually buy them. You can't really use them straight from the packet. They do need more acute angles put on them. And because I'm boring through the block, I always check first to see that I'm not going to clash with any of the backs of the jaws. I can see that one's clear all the way round, and there's only 50 thou to come out, and I can see that it actually won't touch those jaws. And I also set my carriage stop and put the bore right the way through, and then spin the chuck to see that everything's going to clear. And obviously this diamond here is bigger than the thread, so I'll take it out from the base here, and that's because I can't push the thread all the way through to get to this diameter, so this short bit of thread here I should be able to feel, and that one's just going through. It feels very good on that actual diameter. And then I can zero the boring bar on the shoulder there and lock up the stop again and machine the front bore to as large diameter as I want to, because I can actually machine this down obviously. So I'm going to take it out to about 100 thou to the edge of the actual block. And when the bore's opened out enough like it is now, I change over to an insert tool to finish off, and that saves the carbide brazed on tool, and the insert tool has got better angles on the insert and is much nicer to machine with. So I've changed over to the DCMT070204 insert tool. I've zeroed it on the back face and set my stop, and now I'll continue to actually finish that bore. And I think I'll leave it at that. So that's 1.400. So that's the toolpost block finished, and I've just milled off the front edge here so that the Allen bolts are lower than the actual top side of the block. And it really is a excellent toolpost. Lovely and smooth to operate, and really positive on that centre height with the collar coming down on the actual top of the dovetail like that. Just lock it up. And obviously, having this one, I don't have to keep looking for this socket key every time I need to change a tool. And I've made that toolpost block 20mm thick now, and this is a 12mm shank turning tool, and the actual holder, when it's locked on for centre height, is dead midway on that toolpost. So I have exactly the same amount of movement as you can see there on the lower half of the tool post, so that's absolutely spot on. And you can see there that it's absolute excellent quality, and it's actually worth going on the Banggood listing if you're interested in buying one of these, because I think they've got them on special offer at the moment. And to finish it off, I might even make a brass ball for the handle so it matches the other ones on my machine.